Alright guys, welcome to the video. I wanted to showcase the 274A for you. Now, I'm not going to be showing you this full game, just this particular fight. I know this bothers some people, but I have a lot of replays I want to show you, so I'm trying to save as much time as possible here on a Sunday. And I want to bring this this replay for you. I was fighting off an Iron Arnie here, and also eventually we end up having to fight off a T92, but I'm going to show you like what this tank is capable of, man. Look at this shot into the Iron Arnie's cap. Incredible RNG, but this tank is quite accurate, man, and I've really been enjoying it. I've really been enjoying playing this vehicle. I think the ammo is pretty good as well. Good pen. This thing plays a lot like the 122 TM, except it actually has DPM, right? But kind of the same. Doesn't have a lot of gun depression, right? A fairly accurate gun. Good turret armor. I run it with the tier 3 mobility system for experimental equipment, bounty vents, bounty rammer, and I really like it, man. I do. I like this vehicle. I like how it has DPM over the 122 TM, though the 122 TM was growing on me, but I like this vehicle quite a bit. And look at these shots I'm able to get into the Iron Arnie's cap. I mean, this RNG was incredible for this game, but I just wanted to show you guys briefly this few minutes of gameplay with this 274A, just to kind of show you what it's capable of doing, even against a tank like the Iron Arnie. Now, I would consider the Iron Arnie to be like a tier 8.5, basically. I think this tank is very powerful. I'm just poking up, seeing if I can spot anyone else here. But this tank, man, like the Iron Arnie, I mean, is very strong. And I don't know if they've nerfed it since, but when it first came out, like this thing, I was considering it basically like a tier 8.5 because of how strong it was. And you were able to very much pick on tier 8s in a tier 8 yourself, right? So T832 is pushing up here. It's tough to get shots, being that you don't really have much gun depression with this vehicle, but I'm trying to get safe where only my turret is exposed. I am going to try and hit this guy in the cap, but we are kind of spotting him here as well for like the RHM. T49 is pulled down, already hits him here. You can see I'm getting half of that. So T49 could also be lighting him. But now we're in a situation where I'm trying to see if I can get the kill shot into this guy, and then the T92 appears, and eventually, like, I'm going to have to face back over. I knew that. I knew the Iron Arnie was probably pushing up as well, and here he comes. I'm going to face the T92 just for now. I'm going to hit him here, and then I'm going to turn back towards the Iron Arnie. I don't want this guy getting my side plate. He's going to hit me here in the lower plate. The lower plate is really weak, even though it's kind of angled. You can see how it's angled here. This is important. I'm going to pause here to talk about this fight. But the T90, the 274A, like, even though this plate is angled, it's very weak. No, I would not, don't rely on it. It's weaker than the 122 TM's upper plate as well. It is angled nicely, but again, it's not as trollish as you would think, right? Like, you don't fling shells off of it as much as you think. It's quite easily penetrable, at least from what I've seen on Tanks GG, like the 3D model, right? So what I'm going to do here, and I want to note this, as the Iron Arnie is on reload, I'm actually going to turn my turret around, get another shot into the T92 here, and then turn my turret back. Now, I'm putting my gun in the Iron Arnie's face just to try and throw him off, but I end up lowering my gun by the time he takes a shot anyway so that I can hit him, right? And then I'm just trying to angle myself to the best of my ability here to try and get away from the T92, but he's going to have the backside of me, and he's going to be able to pen the shot. And it's more at this point just trying to stay alive as long as I can, and I tried my best in this situation. I'm not an expert with these kinds of vehicles, but I think I did okay here. 3685 damage, 101 assist. We did block a bit, and that's it. We just didn't get the support here, guys. You know? Some of our other teammates were up here, just they didn't want to push, and it's just like, this is the way random games are, man. You can't always rely on everyone, and it's, you know, you can't cry about it and blame other people either. It's like, this is, you're playing with a bunch of random people, right? So they're going to kind of try and help you here and there, but they're just random players, right? And so I tried not to always rely on people, but it would have been nice to have just a little bit more support here. Maybe the T49 missed a shot or something like that, but I think the RHM had been on retreat as well because he didn't want to get hit by the T832 and he got spotted or whatever the case may be. But anyway, guys, I wanted to just briefly show you this tank and show you where I think it's working, where it's powerful. And we lost this game, man. It is what it is. I'm just going to show you guys that on the replay here as the game finishes. They ended up capping our base here. You can see there. and we just ended up losing the game. So is what it is. I don't have end plates for this one. Just wanted to briefly show you this vehicle. I hope you don't mind me kind of starting off a little bit into the video. But again, I have a lot of content to bring you guys, so I would like to just showcase this vehicle for you where I think it's powerful. And in this particular fight, I think it was able to stand its ground pretty gosh darn well, even with kind of an average player playing it like me in this vehicle. I really only consider myself good at lights. So that's it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you for the next one. Take care until then.